So, Seb, thank you for taking a bit of your time out of, I'm sure, busy day,
Thank
to
you
spend a
very
bit of
much for
time
seeing me.
to spend a little bit of time to share a few nuggets of your business journey. So, just to start off, could you tell us a little bit about your company and how it all started?
Yeah, sure. So my company name is Jolt Digital. I launched it 6 years ago in Singapore because I was living in Asia for 13 years. And Jolt Digital is a digital marketing agency. We do media planning and buying, but we leverage creativity and technology to help our clients to over-deliver on their briefs.
Brilliant. And tell me a little bit about that. What made you go from lovely, sunny, 32-degree Singapore to come to London for 9 degrees?
That's a good question, Asari. Absolutely. Lots of people asking me the same question because, think about the sunshine over there. It's something unbelievable to go back to cold. But actually, the primary driver was to expand my company here in the UK. And I saw an opportunity to do the same thing I did in Singapore, which is really helping brands to have a better agency, a better proposition, to help them with creativity and technology, and to do this here for other brands. So my business continues to flourish in Asia with my GM who is helping to lead over there. But now I'm really focusing on the UK and to grow the UK with more clients part of this and more clients to help with creativity and technology.
Excellent. So, in terms of you in the company, what would be a typical client? What would a client look like?
Yeah, so clients are usually big brands, who do advertising, and we would look after the media part or the digital part of the advertising, which could be ads on, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or Google, or any platforms. And typically, we work with big brands, like, for example, British Council. We work with Alteryx or banks. So brands who, want to have experts in the field of digital marketing to help them achieve their goals. And their goals could be, more sales online, or it could be leads for B2B businesses, having leads which are regularly coming, which are qualified, which are cheaper cost per lead, things like that.
Brilliant. And your path to becoming owning a business. So you said you were living in Singapore for some time, and then you started the business 6 years ago. What led to that move?
Yes, interesting question. So I think I always wanted to be an entrepreneur because I admired entrepreneurs for my whole career. Also in my family, they are entrepreneurs from centuries. They've been always, creating businesses. So I think that's something maybe thinking about it now, that's something maybe I have in mind, in my blood, I want to do it. And but beyond this drive of being an entrepreneur, I think I saw some opportunities along my career. And I worked on the agency side, so for big agencies, part of groups like WPP, Publicis, Omnicom, and I saw some gaps existing there with my employers, the agencies I worked at. So I took some mental notes there, and I always was keen to try to launch a business, but I didn't do it. I couldn't find a co-founder to do it at that time. And then after Mindshare, I moved to the client side. So I used to work at Johnson and Johnson. I was responsible for digital marketing and brand marketing for IQView, the contact lenses across the APAC region. And then I thought naively, well, now I'm the client, so I'd be able to push my agency to, provide everything that I saw as gaps. So lack of innovation, lack of science used for media planning, lack of accountability in terms of numbers and everything. And actually, I was not able to do that. The thing was still the same. So I was very frustrated. And this is where I decided to leave J&J and to create Joel Digital because everything I identified as gaps, I thought I could create an agency which can fill in those gaps. And that's
Yeah,
usually, people say, it's the best situation when you have, along your experience, your career, you have identified issues, gaps, and then you create a solution which can, answer those challenges and those gaps. That's exactly what I did.
100%. Now, growing the company, usually companies come with a bit of pain, doesn't necessarily can be a smooth flow. Is there any mistakes that you would share with us or things that lessons you've learned on your journey?
Yeah, I think there are lots of mistakes for sure, and I think that's the way to learn. But it's always hard to look at them in details. But I think one thing I remember is at the beginning, I launched Joel Digital as a consultancy. It was not a media agency; it was a consultancy, and I was helping brands to bring more innovation into their media plans. And I realized that quickly, after 6 months, a year, I realized that I couldn't really scale the business to be a bigger business. It was okay to be a solopreneur or to be, one person company, two, three, but max, but not, to the size we are now. So I pivoted the company to become a media agency. We're still keeping, a creativity and technology at the heart of what we are doing, but I pivoted it. So I think I wish, I realized, earlier that to scale, what I want, or to achieve what I want to do in terms of the scale, I needed to be a media agency rather than a consultancy. Not saying consultancy are bad, it's really good, but from what I had in mind, I could have realized faster maybe.
Oh, brilliant, excellent. And would you have something called a daily routine, or is it very random each day?
I think no, it's not random. It depends if I go to the office or not. Usually, I tend to go to the office 3 days a week, and it's important for me to meet people constantly, meet people, the team, but also meeting new people, and it helps, to form new ideas, to be inspired by others. And I'm a firm believer that not all the ideas will come from me. If I start to talk about something to someone, they might have a better idea than me, and I can just basically evolve it to something better. So that's very important for me. But also, sport is important. And I do about 4 hours of sport a week. Maybe it doesn't sound a lot, but when you're busy, to fit 4 hours in a week, it's sometimes a bit challenging. But it's very important to me because it helps me to balance my life as an entrepreneur and as a person. It helps me to, manage the ups and downs. As everybody knows, being an entrepreneur is always a roller coaster. So it helps me to manage that. And sometimes, I go for a run or for a swim, and I can reflect on issues I have and sort it out, or I can just find new ideas, to develop.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. It's very common and it's very good. There's science that shows that it's very good to do exercise and what it does for the human body and the way it makes you feel. So, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And one of the things is, do you get inspired by anybody in particular when you think of success? Does any particular names come to mind?
I always admired Richard Branson from Virgin. And, I read his biographies, always impressed by the way he reinvents himself. He finds new way of doing things, new businesses, but he's very chilled as a person, very relaxed, and I really like that. So I really admired his way of doing things, and I'm always constantly inspired by him, posting on LinkedIn some things about the easy things of how to do business and stuff. I really like him. He's a really inspiring person.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of books, do you read books or listen to podcasts or videos or anything like that?
Yeah. I read books, not as much as I would like because next time you need time for that, and sometimes it's a bit difficult to find the time to do this. But I do. And recently I read a book called Message Machine. And it's very interesting. It's how communication, help founders to be better at what they are doing. And I really believe that communication is
Interesting.
important. So internally, externally, and it's a really good book.
Message Machine sounds good.
Message Machine from Jack Singh and Oliver Ost.
I'll get a copy of that for sure. Excellent.
I highly recommend it.
And do you read or you do audio?
I read, yeah, I read. I could actually do audio when I run, but I don't know. When I run, I'm very focused on my run, my performance, my pace, and I also try to use the time to think about business. Sometimes to just to solve problems, to think about strategies, what I want to do in the next 6 months and things. But yeah, so I'm more like a hot paper. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, yeah.
old school.
Yeah, no problem with that. So, from your point of view, where do you see the business in over the next 5 years?
Yeah, I think it's always hard to project 5 years, but I think to me, I want to have more brands to realize that they would benefit more from using an independent agency like Jolt rather than a big holding company, where the ones I used to work at, you know. I also want to create new technologies as well. So currently we have 5 proprietary technologies, but I think there's more to do. There's more to do there. We already leverage AI, but there's more to do as well. So I want here to help more clients and to through more technologies, more creativity.
And tell us a bit about that. Of course, this is a hot topic at the moment. Anything to do with AI, you usually get two reactions. You either get lots of excitement or great worry, not much in between. Um, how do
Yeah.
you see AI in your industry then, or in your company?
Yeah, it's interesting. And you're right. I think lots of people also ask me the same question about AI, but I think we have to make a difference between agencies who are 100% on creativity or creative development, so creative agencies, and agencies who are more on digital marketing, digital media, like Jolt. So I think for us, digital marketing, digital media, AI has been embedded for a very long time, so embedded into Meta, into Google. So it's been there quite for very long. Does it mean that there's no more things to do? No, of course, there's more to do, and it's important. And that's what also we do. We create some tools. We have a tool currently which leverages AI to optimize campaigns, automatically, instantly. So there's more to do. But what I'm trying to say is that in digital marketing, AI has been present for quite some time, whereas in creativity, creative content is just revolutionizing it. It's just brutal. It's really changing completely the landscape.
Mm, I can imagine. Yeah, absolutely. Really interesting. So, if you could do everything over again, would you do anything different?
I think I would launch my company earlier. I did it, in my 40s. I would do it maybe in my 20s because I think you have more energy, more ideas. You can maybe go bigger. And I think also I would go to the US. I've heard about this, that it's good to go to the US to be inspired, to go to California, to mingle with people, to, go to parties there. And then you started to have new ideas and meet new people and etc. It's a bit more difficult now to do because, I have a family here and I can't spend like just 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month there, but when you're younger, it's much easier. You just go
Absolutely.
go there once a year. You get some, a fix of inspiration through others. And I'm not saying that I don't have any inspiration. I do, but I think the US is California for technology is really mind blowing.
It's a hot place, isn't it? I mean, the guy that founded Action Coach, Brad Sugars, he relocated from Australia to the US because of the bigger market and, as you said, the environment. He's located in Las Vegas. So 13 years ago, literally, I was there doing training. So it's as you said, the
Yeah.
environment is there's something sometimes can be quite magical about the American environment when it comes to business entrepreneurs
Yeah,
and
exactly. The
ideas.
environment is important, right? The stimulation which you get out of it.
Phenomenal. Yeah. No, absolutely. So here's an interesting one. If I gave you £100 million to invest in your company or in business, what would you do with it?
Well, yeah, that's interesting. Indeed. I think, I would spend a few years to try to see work with engineers on how AI could completely change the industry I'm in, digital media agency. Because currently it's a very much a people business. We do leverage AI with tools, but it could be interesting to see how everything could be automated 100%, how things could be really pushed further. But I think for that, you need a lot of research and years of studies, and of course, that costs money to evaluate possibilities. To what I mean, really, from we're not there yet, but to evaluate it for what can be done in a few years' time. But
Absolutely.
yeah, that's
Absolutely.
interesting.
Could be phenomenal, couldn't it?
It
So,
requires time to do. So lots of money to research, to invest into research, to evaluate, what can be done completely differently, to automate, to generate new things, and AI would be the crux of it.
mm, I didn't ask earlier, actually. One of the challenges that most business owners say to me is getting the right team, or when you recruit, how do you motivate and keep people going? People don't always have the passion you have for the business, but how have you
Mm,
found that in terms of building a team? You've got a team in Asia that you've left there. So I'm
mm,
assuming you've learned some things about how to, get a good group of people.
yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. It's never easy, but especially in advertising, people is everything. If you don't have people, you don't have any agency, right? It's not possible. So I think to me, what is important is the company culture. And when I interview someone, it's important that they understand that we are here to game change the industry. We do things differently. We have products. We have technologies, proprietary technologies. So they feel, my passion through everything we do from day to day. And then they get a sense of purpose as well, because they want to contribute to this. They want to also have an impact on changing a bit how things are done in the industry. And then I think in this way, I managed to kind of pass some of my passion to them as well. And it's not for everyone. Not everyone wants to change, an industry. Lots of people are saying, I'm happy with this. I'm sorry.
And no, I didn't say anything.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's all about trying to bring them along in the journey
Yeah, yeah,
with me. And yeah, I think talking to the founder plays a big role, because now I'm not involved in recruitments very much in Asia, more here in the UK. But I still get the importance of talking to them as a founder to be able to pass this passion, and then they can be on board as well.
yeah. No, it makes perfect sense. To get
Mm.
to hear from you, as you said, as the founder, when somebody's new to a company is very important.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's very important.
Very important. So my last question really is about people listening in. You got some people who they may be in business or they're inspired to be in business. What tips would you leave them about being in business?
I think a couple of them. I think first of all, what I realized as well is building a business is hard, it's complicated, but at the same time, it's simple because it requires determination and perseverance. So it's not rocket science, but you have to keep going, right? So it's complicated, but simple in a way, if I can say that, right? So
Yeah,
what I
no,
would
makes
say,
sense.
yeah, is keep going, push it, because it will be difficult. But when you're on the floor, stand up and, again, continue, carry on. That will make the big difference. I think that's from the beginning. But I think after that, I would say once the business is, past the 1 year, 2 year, 3 years mark, and it's working, I would say to keep listening, listening to advice, and sharing with people. I constantly share ideas with people because I really believe that the best idea will not come from me. I might have an initial idea, but then talking to others, then it will add something. It will contribute. And then after maybe talking to 5 people, then the idea will have matured, will have evolved quite a lot. And then suddenly I have, a product and idea which is bulletproof because it's not just me who created it. It's everyone in the industry I talk to, people I trust who added their smart perspective to it. So I would say listening is important and sharing with others, not being afraid of sharing ideas with people you trust. So that it helps to have the business which is continuously flourishing and innovating.
Absolutely, yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant. Time just flies when you're having fun.
Yeah,
Um,
indeed.
so yeah, fabulous. Lots of nuggets. Learned a lot about the business and a lot about, your perspective. And I really appreciate you taking a bit of time out, Seb, to spend some time with me and having this conversation.
Of course, Asari, I really appreciate it as well. I mean, nice questions. Thank you. It's always good to, step back and reflect a bit. So thanks for that.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, you take care.